Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review today. I'm here to tell you all about the debut record from Taint, Sons of Midwestern Darkness, out April 10th on TP Records. The album has 17 tracks, 50 minutes in length, but 2 of those tracks are bonus tracks. This album is something that I wasn't expecting, something that I haven't heard before, and I don't think I'll ever hear anything like it from this point forward. The album is a collection of tracks and interludes that really help you navigate through the album, allowing you to not only headbang to some of the tracks, but also laugh your ass off at the lyrics within those tracks. And specifically with the interludes, they did an amazing job creating these passages, these connecting tracks that give you a little brief explanation of what's coming next, what's coming with a full-length song before these interlude tracks. The album is very eclectic. It's eclectic in sound, and it's definitely eclectic in the lyrics. When you look at the lyrics, the album really feels like a diary of the members of the band, a diary of their own experiences, the things they've gone through. So it has a little bit of a storytelling aspect from the first song all the way to the last song. Very interesting from that approach. So that allows the album to be very rich as far as the topics of conversation are concerned, because like I said, it is a diary. It is a story that it's being told, or several different short stories that are being told, and that allows the album to be very eclectic from a lyrical perspective. From the sound is the same. The album really offers you a little bit of everything: metal, rock, black metal, goth, psychedelic, punk, pop. I mean, there's almost everything that you could think of present as far as the sound is concerned. It's perhaps easier to make a list of the genres that are not involved in the making of this record versus telling you the list of all the things you're going to listen to once you sit down to listen to this album. But when you think about the lyrics and how eclectic they are, and the feeling of being a diary and telling a story, it makes total sense that the album would have the same approach as far as the sound is concerned, because you're going to have to create songs that really bring to life those lyrics, that really bring those lyrics to the forefront. And the best way to do that is to not restrict yourself with any single genre, not one specific genre, and really allow the song to dictate where the sound goes. So I really understand the approach, I really understand why it was done this way, and I really enjoyed it. I really like the fact that every song is an independent song. Every song has its own fingerprint, its own DNA, its own sound, its own approach, its own structure. It is eclectic, but it works because of the overall feel that the album has, with the overall feel that this record really puts forward with every single song in it. As you go deeper into the sound, you realize that that eclectic approach is really driven in large part by the guitars. I really like the guitars on the album, and I really like the fact that they just really drive the songs into very different directions depending on the approach of the track, depending on the influences that the track have. So overall, the guitar playing on the album is very well done, is very good, and it really expands on the overall sound. I don't think you can have an album this eclectic without having the musicians behind it to really pull it off. It's almost like each song had its own band playing, because they did an amazing job really bringing each song to life, bringing the lyrics to life, and bringing that specific sound that you need for those songs to life. So I really like the overall work as far as the guitars are concerned. Then when you go into the vocals, when you go into the lyrics and how the lyrics impact the vocals, my God, also very dynamic, very eclectic. Like I said, the lyrics part, very eclectic, but also from a vocal perspective, this is not an album that follows one pattern across every single song. I like the fact that they added an opera singer, La Sinistra, absolutely incredible. They use her in several different songs. She gets a song all for herself in The Dark Way, and she's absolutely magnificent. Great vocals, great approach, great style, and they used her throughout the record in a magnificent way, really emphasizing a little bit of a more dark, gothic atmosphere to some of the songs that she's involved in, and it works amazingly. As far as the overall vocal approach, very dynamic. You get anything from almost a pop style to black metal to just new wave of British heavy metal style. Like, everything is thrown at you. A lot of different layers, using of choirs, using of backing vocals to create a sense of a choir. All of that was thrown at the listener on this record. They really thought about what would work with the lyrics, what would work with the style of the song, with the approach, with the overall message, and then they decided which style of vocals to go with, what additions, what subtractions to do in order to really get the most out of every single song. Overall, if you need a laugh, and in the times that we live in, we could all use a laugh, this album is definitely for you. Because you're going to be laughing at it, but at the same time, you're really going to be grooving to a lot of these songs because they really are heavy, fluid, dynamic, interesting. It's a really good album musically. And obviously, when you look at the lyrics, you're going to be laughing your ass off with every single song because it's just the nature of the beast. It's just the nature of the band, and it's the nature of this record. As far as songs are concerned, I want to start off with Death to Death Metal. If there's a banger on this album, and if there's one of those songs that's an absolute earworm, this one is it. Absolutely incredible track. I really like this song. It has almost a rock feel to it. It has a rock structure and a rock sound to it. Super catchy chorus, super hooky. A song that has some bite on the guitars, but not a lot. I was expecting, when I saw the name of the song, I was expecting this song to perhaps go a little bit more towards death metal, and it didn't. It was very poppy, very rockish, if you will. It does have some bite on the guitars, but it's not overly heavy at all. It's very melodic, very, very catchy. A song that's also very dynamic and very fluid. The guitar riffs on the track really add a great sound, really add some presence. Like I said, sometimes with a little bit more bite than others, but overall really adding some presence. Vocally, the style, the approach really matches the lyrics and the overall sound of the song. They used some layers, some backing vocals, and in my opinion, that gave the song a little bit of extra power, a little bit of extra strength. Following the second chorus, the song gets heavier. The last third of the song, it's a much heavier song than the one that started off, but it still has that rock feel to it. And by the way, the solo on this track is absolutely amazing. It really pulls in from the different influences that you get throughout the song, and then it just explodes onto the track. One of the best solos that you're going to find on this album is in Death to Death Metal. Next, Changes. This is a very interesting track because this to me is a song that's made up of two different songs almost. A song that has a little bit of a throwback 70s feel to it, and also a little bit of 90s British pop rock. So the verses are more of a throwback 70s sound, very stripped, very dark, very melancholic almost. And then as you get into the chorus becomes almost more of a 90s British pop rock song. Very catchy, very hooky, very melodic. So it's a very interesting song, very interesting dynamic. Two worlds that I don't know how they can really coexist, but in this song they do. And the transition is done ever so slightly so that you don't really feel an abrupt change between the verses and the chorus. So a song that I really like, has a really catchy melody to it, specifically in the chorus, and then has a more dark, somber aspect in the verses. Last, Taint of the Witch, to me perhaps the most black metal of all the songs on this album. And I was expecting to get a lot more black metal out of this record as far as the overall sound is concerned, and I didn't. But this song, my god, Abath would be proud of this track. It really has all the condiments to a really good black metal song. It has this really dark, somber riff. It has the great atmosphere, overall great atmosphere, and the vocals really come from the deepest parts of hell. It really has that vocal approach to it. Then when you add a little bit of different nuances to it, you add a little bit of opera style vocals from La Sinistra on this track, really adds to that dark embrace, to that dark ambiance that the song has. And then you add a little bit of backing vocals to give a sense of a choir, specifically in the chorus, really making it a little bit more memorable, making it a little bit more hooky, more catchy. It's a powerful, dark, and heavy track. Demonic at times. It really has that sense of really going down into hell. It has that black metal, demonic feel to it. It has that atmosphere throughout the track, mostly coming from the heavier side of the vocals that really feel like they're coming from a dark place. They feel like they're coming from a well or something along those lines. So I really like that because it added atmosphere to the track. Another song that has a magnificent solo. The solo really pulls from the darkness of the song, and then it expends that darkness. It's a really extended solo. It's not short. It prolongs the song, but it gives life. It gives soul, if you will, to this track. Overall, one really magnificent song, one really magnificent black metal song overall. Taint of the Witch, one of my favorites on the album. Alright guys, this is it. This is Witch Taint with their debut record, Sons of the Midwestern Darkness. Once again, out April 10th on TP Records. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the singles. Use the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.